Page 8, Whispering Hope. 3/4 time, key of C major. It's got some wonderful accidentals. You're just gonna love them. I know you are. Let's talk about this just a bit, starting with the right hand. Watch this fingering carefully. It's here, 2, and 3, and here, and then cross over. Hang on to the F. Use that as your pivot point. Just here, here. And just follow their fingering. It's fine. We're trying to finger the melody legato. We can't always, but we do the best we can. So, and then the next measure, the last 2 measures, second line is 1, 3. Then 1, 2. And that's fun. Go down to the bottom. Last line here, 3, 5. What's this? And then 2. That's what we want. For the next measure, I recommend a 2/5, not a 1/5, because your 2's on the note already. Just reach up here, and then 1/4. Top of page 9. I like that fingering. That works very well. At the end of the second line on page 9, you have this rolled chord. Just roll it. I play the bottom note on the beat. Some people prefer the top note on the beat. Whatever, but I'm going to play the bottom note on the beat. And then the chorus starts in the 3rd line down. Then again, I like this fingering. We're legato the melody. And again, yes, I like this fingering. And then in the last line, for the second measure of the last line, I prefer a 2/5, not a 1/5, because all of those notes together make up the chord. I don't have to move the hand. Here. And at the very last measure, again, is another rolled chord up here. And again, I'm going to play the bottom note on the beat. I'm going to hang on to that chord a bit, because it's got a fermata. Left hand. Keep the left hand soft for the most part until we get to the chorus. So it's just rolled chords. Then the 5/7. We want to hear the rest. If you got a rest, make sure you lift up there. I just don't see a lot of trickiness in the left hand. Go down to the 3rd line, last 2 measures, the 3rd line. That's a good fingering on that. 4 on the E. See, that's the C chord. Just one at a time. And that is the fingering. 4 on the E. The last line, then reach down, and the 3rd measure, it's the 3rd finger on the last note there, because that puts you in position for what's coming. Top of page 9, 4th finger, and it's the 4th finger on the B, yes, because that's the chord, that's the fingering. I like that. Second line, 4th measure over. It's the thumb's playing both notes. We had this in the last video. And then 3rd line down in the chorus. Now the left hand can come out a little bit because it has sort of a counter melody here. This is where if you have multiple singers, 2 singers can sing the 2 voices on the top as a duet. But then when you get to the chorus, the 2 singers are singing those notes, and then a backup singers are singing these. Depending on how many backup singers you have. If you only have 1, they need to sing the bottom note. If they can. Otherwise, whatever you can sing, I guess. And that's pretty much it for the left hand. Did I mention this is in 3/4 time? I should have if I didn't. It is in 3/4 time. This gets a little tricky. You may want to forget the dynamics and just get the hands working together first, and then come back and do the dynamics. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to combine them because it makes the video a little shorter. So the soft is for the melody. Okay, everything else has to be under it. last two measures of the second line on page 8. It's a little tricky here, so watch out. Because the left hand has been playing this chord. Now all of a sudden it's got to change to this. It's the broken chord. And the hands are getting in each other's way. So watch it on these last two measures. See, the right hand's been playing that C, but now the left hand needs it. The right hand's got to get out of the way. Page 9, second line, last measure. The last two measures. In the right hand it's here and then here. I would finger all of that as one chord. So I would finger that rolled chord 2, 3, 5. Like so. That way I don't have to move the hand. And then going on. This is soft because that rolled chord was very soft. This is soft. Don't get too aggressive with this. Keep this part soft. Still soft. Now crescendo up a little bit. Now up 2. So you're after that E and then you come back down. Now soft. A lot of people, when they sing in this, they get into the music and get a little excited. So when they get to the chorus, they start singing this loud. But if you can hold back on that at first, keep it down, and save your excitement to the next line on the voice, let that excitement out just for there. Just let it come up to that and then back down. So keep this subdued. Up a little. Now. And then come back down. So don't get too excited here. It's a gentle piece. So work all that out really, really slowly. I went kind of fast, but you get the idea. And then we'll add the pedal. We want the pedal to help with the sound. We don't want the pedal getting in the way. So don't pedal any more than you have to. At the beginning, you're just pedaling the first measure. An overlapping pedal. And I like to hear a break in the phrase or between the phrases, so I lift the pedal up with the right hand when the phrases comes along. The left hand is legato. The left hand doesn't come up, it's just the right hand. Of the third line, you see the double bars, it's the end of a section. Lift the pedal up with the hands so we get some silence so before we go on. The last line. Now at the top of page 9 here in the third measure, I like to lift the pedal up with the last beat of that measure. So the right hand stays down. I just want to lose all that sound. I want the sound to die away, and I got to release the pedal for that. So it's not quite alone because the right hand is still there, and then I'm going to lift up. So starting at the first of that line again. Again, at the end of the second line, lift the pedal up with the hands so we get silence before we go on. You're only pedaling with the left hand here. they've changed the pedaling at the end. The last line, you notice that? Here, they're pedaling all the way through. It's up to you and how you want to interpret it. My inclination is to continue the pedaling the same way I've been pedaling, so I hear rests in the left hand. But if you want to pedal all the way through, by all means do it. But if you hear rests, it's this way. And then at the end, the last two measures, I'm going to change the pedal at the last measure because we're dying away and I want to lose all that sound here. I don't want any of the previous sound here because I'm dying away, and that helps it to die away a little bit better. So I'm going to change the pedal on those measures, the last two measures. And then the hands and the pedal come up at the same time. I went through that kind of fast, but you can watch the video more than once. Let's try this together very slowly to check the notes and the rhythms and all. The rhythms shouldn't be a problem, but let's just double check the notes. I'll give you 3 counts. So the right hand's here, left hand, foot's on the pedal. 1, ready, go. Hold, 2, 3, off.